I am absolutely loving it. Today I want to talk about what life has been like here in Tanzania. I've been here for 2 months. Do I miss anything? What I do miss? So let's hop right into it. There's about 5 things that I want to cover about life in Tanzania and 5 of my favorite things. In no particular order, number 1 is the people. The people are so friendly here. They're so nice. And the best way that I would describe Africans is humane. And that sounds like such a strong word. So I'm in Tanzania, like I said. I talked to one of my friends who was in Ghana for the summer. She's traveling back and forth to Ghana. I have another friend who is back and forth in Nigeria over the years. And the best way that we describe Africans is being humane. The number 1 example that I'll give for that is in one of my videos, we showed us walking back from the girls getting their hair done. And Ladybug was carrying her sister. Now, her sister was too heavy for her. And we walked maybe like 50 more yards or so. And then we stopped where there's like the road meets up, like a fork in the road. And I put her down. We started getting ourselves back together because we still had about a quarter of a mile or so to go. And maybe a little bit more than that. And my daughter, she just wasn't going to make it. The other one was crying and fussing. The other 2 couldn't carry her, couldn't carry the baby. It was just a lot. So these 2 women saw us struggling, and she asked me in Swahili, like, where are you going? And I told her where I was going. She said, oh no, that's too far for you to walk. And she was talking to the other woman and said, go get them a picky picky. A picky picky, for those who don't know, it's a motorcycle. But people take them like little fast cabs, basically. And she stopped what she was doing, left her place of business, and went across the road and said, take them home. And I just was so grateful for that, because that was going to be a long, hard walk. I didn't know how, hi Ladybug, I didn't know how I was going to do that. So because she helped out, that just showed me pretty much the heart of people in Africa. The lack of frustration or people looking at you some type of way. I have 5 children. I've been pregnant and or breastfeeding for the past 9 years. And, I really feel like people don't judge me here. If anything, and you tell them how many children you have, they say, congratulations, or good, keep going. In America, it was just so disheartening and so frustrating and so just like mind your own business. Everybody's always happy for you when you have 1 child. That's like, oh, yay, 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 yay. 2 children, it's like, yay. Especially if you have a girl and a boy. If you have a girl and a boy, they always say, oh, okay, I guess you're done, I guess you're done. America, I always dealt with people asking me when I was going to get on birth control, when my husband was going to get a vasectomy, if he was going to, how much that cost, the benefits, the pros and the cons of doing all that. I have 5 children. There's 1 right there. I have 5 girls. It's fine. They are happy. They are healthy. They are thriving. And I think that that's all that matters, whether I was in America or not. People just stay in your uterus. I don't care if I had 25 children. I don't care if I don't have any children. I don't think it's anyone's business except for the couple that is doing the deed to procreate. Here in Tanzania, when me and the girls always go walking together, or me, the girls, and my husband, like we're always walking together for the most part. And people ask me, oh, are those your girls? Is that your family? And I say yes. And they always say, oh, congratulations, or good. Keep going, or God is so good. God is so faithful. Look at that. You're really blessed. And in America, just asking about birth control all the time is very disheartening. It's very frustrating. Birth control is not good. Number two. Number two is the sunshine and the weather. When I was in America, I really suffered from seasonal affective disorder, and basically my body was not getting enough vitamin D between the weather. The weather is so nice, so nice. Like I said, I've only been here for 2 months. I came in the summer, or what's considered the summer, and today it's in November when I'm filming this, and it's about 75, 80 degrees, clearly with a breeze, and no humidity, bruh. There's no humidity. So Maryland was just, do you see this girl in the back? I see you. Number three is the food. Yes, honey, the food. The food is so good. It's so fresh. I mean, it's like fresh where you have to use it in a couple of days, not because it's getting old and been sitting on the shelf or at the market, but that's just because it is. Refrigeration is limited here because the power's gone out for the past couple of days. So we buy enough, but we try not to buy too much so that things don't go bad. And we don't really eat meat like that anyway. Occasionally we'll eat some chicken. A video you saw us eating some fish. I don't really eat fish too much anymore. The food is so real here. I actually probably would eat the chicken. My landlord has chickens like a few doors down, so that's part of, and there's a farm next door. Like this wall right there, the food is so fresh. It's relatively inexpensive. I'm a family of 7, and the baby's not eating yet. But even with her not eating, I pretty much eat a portion for her because I'm breastfeeding, and the Dada eats lunch and dinner with us. So there's like 3 adults, 4 children. Sometimes we have one of our neighbors. He comes over and he eats. And I think we're spending $225 US a month on food, on fresh organic produce. The most expensive thing that we buy food-wise has got to be cooking oil. You know how you could, back in America, you can go to Costco, Sam's Club, BJ's and get like the big joint of oil. Yeah, you can get it here, but you're gonna pay. So yesterday I paid 52,000 shillings for 5 liters of oil, and I'm hoping that will last us a month. It's just because there's so many of us. Even with reusing the oil, it still seems to go relatively quickly. So that is that's the most expensive thing that we purchase. So that's number 3. Number 3 is the food, the fresh produce, and there's absolutely no way I was going to be able on one income to afford organic produce for 9 people in this household in America. In fact, one of the places where we used to shop, they were charging like $6 per bell pepper. Not per pound, but per bell pepper, which is just absolutely insane. Like that better cure every single thing. So as a family of 7, there was no way that we were going to be able to continue to afford produce or foods in America. Even though the cost of food is going up here, it's still nothing like it was in America. Another thing that I found that I like about the food here in Tanzania is that I eat so much of it. I eat so much, and I haven't even really gained any weight at all. In America, I could eat because I would be so hungry. It's like fast food, like when you would eat McDonald's and you would eat like a fish sandwich and then in 20 minutes you would be hungry because it's just not real food. That's how I felt like everything is in America. When I moved here, I was like, oh my gosh, this food is just so good and it's so fresh. So definitely blessed to have affordable, fresh fruits and vegetables. Here's the breeze I was talking about. Number 4 is the help and having a dada. A dada is a woman who either lives with the family or she comes back and forth daily and helps with basic household chores such as cooking, cleaning, childcare, etc. That is probably up there with weather with my favorite thing. In America, it was really difficult to have consistent, affordable help. I remember a friend of mine who is basically a nanny, part-time, or just, like on and off throughout the years. She was telling me that she was going to charge me $18 per hour per kid with a minimum requirement of 40 hours a week. And I think at the time I had 3 children. So that, I'm just like, dude, that means it would cost me like $72 just to be able to go grocery shopping by myself. So clearly that was unaffordable for me. Now, some of y'all might have deep pockets, so yeah. But here I have a dada. I've been through a couple of them, and since I've been here, the first one, she was living here. She was with her daughter as well, and it just didn't work out. Then, so we had somebody in the hole ready, and so she came, and you've seen her in some of the videos. I really love her. She's excellent. She's graduated college. She graduated this past weekend, and I'm so happy for her. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna miss you. So her mom is here filling in for her. So we're just trying to keep the money in the family, and if it all works out, then she can come back and actually be the girls' teacher. Having a dada, to me, has been one of the main reasons that I would choose to stay here in Tanzania, because I have help. Family has help, and that is a major, major key for the success, I feel, of myself and my family. It gives me time to think about all the things that I haven't been able to do for years and years and years, because I've always had to pretty much raise children by myself. My family was there. It was really difficult for me to have consistent help the way that I've seen other people and other cultures have it. And honestly, I would be the type of woman where I would always think like, why aren't your kids with you? Why aren't your kids with you? Like, you can't raise your kids. And I see how much of a brainwashing that can be. Of course, there's some people who just don't raise their kids and keep having kids and throw them off on their parents or other family members. But I'm talking about real full-time, active, hands-on parents. Like, I've actually been described as, oh, the one with all the kids, the one who's always with the kids. When you see her, you see her kids. When you see the kids, you see her. And here, even though I haven't been out by myself yet, like completely by myself, I've always had at least one baby with me. The fact that I can leave them here and it's written into a budget that I can afford with somebody that I trust to be there to watch the children while I even just do something like walk to the store or go buy sheets for the bed or get my hair done, and I don't have to bring 5 children with me, is such a blessing. I think everybody should have a dada. I know a couple of women who really aren't into having a dada, and that's them, that's on their thing, but I think even if you have one part-time, I think everyone should have a dada. I think it's like the best. The best. You hear me? The best thing like ever. Number 5 is learning the culture. Learning the culture and learning the language is it's really cool. I know sometimes you get the option of learning another language when you live in America, but a lot of times you hear things like, you're in America, speak English, just really ignorant stuff. And I'm not even talking about white folks saying that. I'm talking about like everybody saying that. And yes, children and myself and my husband, we have the chance to learn a language and learn a culture. Of course, as African Americans, we don't necessarily know where we're from, so My husband and I always came up with the mindset, just pick any country in Africa, learn the language, learn the culture. You don't like it, move on to something new. But staying in America for us was just not it as far as learning another language and another culture. You'll hear in some of the videos, you can hear me attempting to speak some Swahili, and I'm really proud of myself. Actually, we took a few classes when we were in America. I found a teacher through one of my friends that I met via YouTube. She recommended a teacher. He's an excellent teacher. Now, and that gave us the basics. Now that we're on the ground, and my dada, she speaks a little English. Her mom, she speaks Mama Husna. She speaks a little English, mostly Swahili. I speak English and very little Swahili. However, we are all learning, and we're learning together. You'll see in the videos I try even when I'm out on the street. And even though it takes me a while sometimes to remember what it was, I do my best to learn so that I learn the culture. I'm determined. I am determined, even if I can't read as much or write as much, even if I could just speak it, then I will be super happy about that. The same thing with my children. You know how children are young and they just pick up things a whole lot easier than this old lady over here. So I'm really excited. That's number 5 of my favorite things about Tanzania, is learning the culture and learning the language. Lastly, number 6, my favorite thing about living in Tanzania is that you stress less. In America, it was just really the rat race, just working all the time. Now, mind you, I've been, oh, the butterfly. I have been a stay-at-home mom since 2009. However, the stress of living on one income, my husband has been at his job forever, and he's just gone through different changes there, and just working, always chasing money, always making sure you have enough money, paying bills, trying to save, working on goals, having your own goals, having family goals, knowing that you need money to do these things. I mean, that's everywhere. However, I feel like it's a lot less. My husband and I, we really sacrificed and had a lifestyle that was way below our means, even though, and then we just kept having children. So of course, children cost money. We were fortunate enough to have a frugal mindset and have my sister and other friends help with different things like buying clothes and shoes for the children throughout the years. And that's one of the ways that we've been able to travel over here. We never really went on vacations like that. If anything, we got in our van and drove to see family a few times a year, if that. So it's a different type of stress. Of course, you're getting acclimated to your environment, to the language, to the culture, to the people, to the money, to the food. And that can cause a different type of stress, finding housing, learning how to get around, all these types of things. However, it's different. I don't feel like you're on the constant go hamster wheel like you are in the West. Those are my favorite things so far about living in Arusha, Tanzania, East Africa. Bonus, as a bonus for one of my favorite things of living in Tanzania is that my children are becoming more self-sufficient and less spoiled. I don't mean in a latchkey sense. I mean they are really developing some skills here that I feel in their generation are missing a lot. They know how to hand wash clothes, and my children are 8, 6, 5, 2, and 6 months. They are hand washing clothes, of course, the 8-year-old and the 6-year-old, even the 5-year-old, she's doing it too. They are hand washing clothes. They know how to cook basic meals. They know how to clean the house. They know how to clean their body. And they know how to do all these things without the necessary luxuries. We don't have carpet here, so there's no vacuuming, but they knew how to do that in America anyway. So that is one of the things that I am really looking forward to here is teamwork makes the dream work, baby, as my 8-year-old likes to say, quote Jesse Jackson. And teamwork really is a big deal. It's a big deal in our household. Mama's the captain, Daddy is the captain, and we all work together. And that is such a bonus. It's such a blessing. It's such a blessing to have help, and it's such a blessing to see how my children have prospered and how they are getting it together and learning so much. And it's only been 2 months. It's only been 2 months, and they have just grown exponentially in everything. So, thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you want. You don't have to. You ain't got to do nothing you don't want to do. Okay? Peace.
Yeah, we shall. What? We shall?